Hi there, I'm Sean Sweeney from SpeechTechie.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Garageband app for iPad. Garageband was originally part of the iLife suite of programs for Macintosh that include iTunes, iMovie, iPhoto, and all of those tools that help you create masterpieces on your computer. A lot of people have stayed away from it because they don't consider themselves musicians. They've never played in an actual GarageBand, so they didn't see how it might be applicable to them. But the GarageBand app for iPad really makes the program much more accessible, easy to use, and it really makes clear how it could be a great tool to use with students with language difficulties and develop their language. And besides all of that, kids love music, so they'll love using the GarageBand app. So we're going to take a look at that today.
Okay, so when you open up GarageBand, it brings you to the My Songs browser. So you want to tap there first to start a new song. And you can explore the different instruments. So the instruments themselves are great language building opportunity. Instead of having kids play card games and learn instruments by pictures, they can actually explore instruments through the on-screen instruments. And each instrument has different varieties that kids can explore as well. So this being the classic studio kit. Can talk about the different sounds that the drums versus the cymbals make and what happens when you kick versus tap. You can even go in and look at different drum kits. So moving to a live rock kit has a little bit of a deeper sound than the classic studio kit. So, and going to the keyboard, you can see what language opportunities a piano presents versus just looking at a picture of a piano or even having, a kid's keyboard. You can show how when keys are hit softly, they make a soft sound, or you can hit them hard and make a louder sound. You can go across, etc., and different controls allow the note to last longer, and of course some notes are higher and some lower. So another piece of the fun in GarageBand is working with some of the pre-recorded loops. Now, one thing I don't love about it is the way you get to the loops. You actually have to make a recording first. And then you'll be able to see the timeline. So by clicking on that, this is what I just recorded. So it's fun that you can make recordings of songs. But what's great about this part of GarageBand is that you can bring in the loops. So I just hit the little loop icon there. And this has a variety of pre-recorded loops that you could use to build a song. So if I wanted to, instead of the kind of lame thing that I just played, bring in one of the electric pianos, here are some of the loops that are available. And to use that gentle piano loop, I can just click and drag it right in. If I want to bring in another loop, let's go to Instruments and maybe do something else gentle. Okay, that doesn't go at all, but we'll put it together anyways. And let's see if I can add one more instrument. So again, here there's even more opportunity to kind of explore instruments and what they sound like, and even bring in some vocals. Okay. I'll put that in there. Let's see how these sound together. You can just click this to go back to the beginning and play. Okay, those sound perfectly awful together, but that's okay. So within your loops, you can do different things such as cut back one piece of loop just by clicking and dragging. And if you want to delete a loop, you can just double click. You can trim, split, anything. So there's lots of things you can do with your songs. You can then save it back to your songs just by going songs. That will stay there in your song browser. You can email your song or send it to the iTunes on your device so it can be saved there. The actual creation of songs has a lot of applications for kids. You could create songs that reflect a particular mood. A project I'm going to be doing with a teen social skills group is I'd like to have them work with the iPad and create a song that reflects different times of day at high school where they are. So it'd be a good collaborative project, and also will give us a chance to kind of draw them out about what their day is like, what kind of challenges they face at high school. So that's pretty much it with GarageBand. As you can see, you can explore instruments. You can actually bring pre-recorded loops together. You can allow kids to play with all sorts of instruments and make recordings of them. You can record kids' voice, even just for simple language sample through that voice recorder piece. GarageBand is $5 in the iTunes store, which I think is much cheaper than buying a whole set of instruments for kids to play around with. Even much cheaper than buying a category card deck that has instruments in it. So check it out. Thanks a lot.